Essentially, like I went to the police officer speech today after yesterday. What happened, I don't know specifically, but today, like I was leaving, like everybody was coming out from the first. It's almost like it's 2017 again, as if nothing from Des Plaines, nothing from 2023 ever happened, because people were going back to when fire hours started. You see, and people were bringing me computer. You see, and it was police officers. Very like if I have rights, then I have to make sure that other people have rights too, in the generalization. Because if it's like a one white officer or Jay Holiday versus Lloyd, people will be like a thousand things, and Lloyd and Boosie's eyes will be a thousand different than Jay Holiday, but he still exists, right? So people will enter people's universe, like the white people will enter a black man's universe, but then say, "Oh, Boosie and Jay Holiday, you don't want to see them fighting," as that's why you have the law. So essentially, I mentioned the DM, and she was very pretty. You see, I used to go around the Target, where the across the bank, and there used to be money there. You see, and it's like, so the girl was very pretty, but people will start dating white girls who put a foot on the car, because like people don't understand there will be like a mood to it, right? So the officers, like, they'll try, people will, like the black guy doing the speech, there will be like the guys in front of the orange stripe, he got punched. So it's like it will be a couple of things going on, and there will be like people around the courtroom in downtown, like a courtroom in Detroit, a courtroom in certain places that look a certain way, because there's 52 states all having courtrooms, and it's not just public circuit in one place, when there's like police officers like punching people, and it's like, there was like a young man who got punched inside of the station, and then there was like another Mexican that got punched inside of the station. So it would be like brutality. Some people will get punched at a different type of station, like a bus station, and it's like every time there's a station, people will say, "Oh, we see." And so I watched this new song by Bobby V, this new video that I haven't seen. I think it was called uh, uh, it was called something. So people will try to isolate the girl and say "my eye," but it's like nobody was like it. Everybody agrees, but until the girl gets the right movie, they'll say, "Oh, my eye," nothing to do with them. You see, so it's kind of like I felt like I was going back to 2017, because last night when I woke up, it was like people all around. You see, my house, because it's like people could get locked in the hospital, and someone could just give them a needle because some crybaby tried to come out a secret in my life. So I just pray to God that, like, when I watch the Pleasant P, that it's my life revealed. You see, I have prayed that God blesses me, because people could just say, "Oh, I'm going to creep around people and be in secret, very pretty." But I, like when CB Day, a girl will have a stinking attitude. You see, so it's like people don't want people with a stinking attitude like that. Like they still have like thoughts. So they'll say, "If I do this, will something come that there will be like a certain girl?" But it's like if you're too powerful, girls like will wonder, why are you that powerful and you're more powerful than her. Girls will have a spirituality of content. You see, education doesn't just go for the Amish and Viking. People will have a spirituality of content. Very beautiful girl, and if that gets into a space of emptiness, a girl will like get into lock. People could get harassed in prison. The big black guy had handcuffs on and got punched. You see, so it's like when I see these guys, like people would like fall on the floor and trip, you see. So you do want to point out, you don't want to get that on video. You don't want people pulling off your shirt, unless you like, you don't want to push people with like a little kid. You want to neutralize nigga, and then getting on video so that people will say, "Oh, I get a lawsuit. I could be I might be able to be a lawyer. I might." So it's like there's so many police officers, and there's a lot of courtrooms too, but people will try to keep an eye on the judges with the private sector. So you could go to school, you could be a corrections officer, but if the salary doesn't increase, you have to mention that with the other regular police officers. They'll say, "I don't want you to have a salary increase," because they'll debate on like why people will be arresting the boy and people will be hiding in secret like a big crybaby at a time when they'll be telling people that they didn't exist when they wanted to be seen, because their crybaby wife was telling people they wouldn't acknowledge that the truth when they went to harf and complain, just like 2017 when people got offended. Like, how did you even be in secret all that time? So like people will get offended and say, "Oh, I want to blame people for my life. I want to make a free church. I want to be a public nigga." So it's like it will be like people will get so offended at my life that they'll try to rise against me. But when I smack the pussy out of nigga, they'll like literally come out this morning out of nowhere after the whole night they were just trying to erase, things because they were in secret at a certain time. But like they try to come out of my manhood, you see. So a lot of people were worshiping Jesus and trying to like be like a saliva nigga and then hide in secret when I had to be face to face nigga. So there'll be like a Matrix type of 9/11 type of Texas Tech type of nigga. And like they'll say, oh, I never existed, but they want to say, oh, I'm proud to be in secret, or I never existed, but you're calling the police like a pussy. So it's like you gotta realize, like sometimes when I went to sleep, I would have to go to sleep to rest, to wake up, but people will be 24/7 mentally ill, stalking people. You see 24/7 calling the police. So like you do want to point out I'm exhausted, not you. You see, I went through you just a public nigga doing public things, but I went through real life harassment. People will say, "Oh, well, I changed. You didn't change shit. Get the fuck out of my house." I'll do the flame. I'll say, oh, the Marie versus the thing. So I'll smack the fuck out you out of secret, telling you be having schizophrenia, telling people you don't even love the people you try to offend with, telling people that it's you behind something that someone built. You see, so people will be crazy thinking that he said, I'll smack the pussy out of nigga out of secret, have them calling the police, telling people it was Jesus because you got knocked out of secret. You see. So the whole time people will say, oh, we existed, when, last night it was almost like an erase, but it was erased because someone was like a pussy stalking me, claiming that they were in secret. And now that when my life was going, they were crying and complaining, doing witchcraft because you'll never be like me, you see. So they were calling the police saying, we're not aware. Just close your fucking mouth. Stop stalking me and get your faggot ass out my house and get your faggot ass out of secret. So like people will like try to hide in secret when I go to the thing saying, you will not inject people with a hospital. I'll smack the bitch out of you. I said, bitch, get the fuck out of this. I said, pussy. So like out of nowhere, I make people respond out of nowhere because of my manhood. But it's like I've been getting attacked since I was 15 so bad I can't even remember, you see. So it's like eventually, people will get donations and then try to say, oh, I'm a certain way and try to link to me. You got to link to your family, you see. So people will start being a crybaby saying like all that I built from scratch. Like people will say, oh, I could worship Jesus and believe in Jesus because like your pussy ass wasn't allowed to be in secret, you see. So but then people will say, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, get the fuck out of my house. So it's like, you see. So I'll be really fatigued and tired and people will try to shoot me with an injection, but not when I smack the pussy out of you, you see. So people will try to say, oh, I wasn't aware. So the big white guy punched the black guy. He was like, do it, you see. So it's like, I have to stand for what I say. The other guy shot the police officer. They'll say, oh, I'm a pussy. I want rights. Don't treat people with respect, you see. So like people will believe in Jesus the whole time they was acting tough. And they'll try to copycat me because I smacked the pussy out your mouth out of secret. So it's the first. And I wrote a couple of text messages about the 3 things from the first 3 days of the month. So people will start getting emotional like a pussy, trying to leave secret because they weren't allowed to be a pussy, making fake ass humor that, they have the whole family stalking me, saying, oh, you don't know me, shut your faggot ass quack mouth, you see. So stop stalking me. I said, you faggot ass quack. You faggot ass quack. Go live your life and let me live mine. You faggot ass quack. Go call the police. You will not be calling the people in my house stalking me because your faggot ass quack got exposed, you see. So people will try to find a way to stalk me because there'll be faggots trying to hide off of my manhood saying, oh, it's family, shut your faggot ass mouth. Ain't no fucking family with your faggot ass, you see? So people will say, oh, I'm finna call the police. Shut up, pussy. Go have with your funky ass people you don't even love you see? I'm the type of nigga I'll smack every fuck out your mouth until you call the police and tell them, oh, you thought you were gonna hide. I said, pussy. I said, your son is a pussy. Would stop calling the police. Be a man, you see. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm the people could call the police, hide in secret, thinking shit is funny, giggling. But when I call your son a pussy, you want to get offended and start reference trying to leave secret when your son thought his big ass was going to be making shit in secret, you see. Get the fuck out of my house. I said, pussy. So like I make people respond from scratch.